6:41. So if you did not see this video, here's what it sounded like. Really shocking. Imagine a 1-year-old toddler playing with an actual handgun and being encouraged to do so. Here's what it sounded like.
Bang, bang.
Bang. Say bang. Shoot.
Baba.
Shoot. Bang. Bang.
Ba.
Shoot that thing, fat baby.
Oh.
Pow. Pow, pow, pow.
Baba.
Say pow.
Ba.
Say pow, pow.
Baba.
Pow, pow.
Okay, let's get some reaction from gun rights advocate Edwin Walker, program attorney at U.S. Law Shield, also TexasLawShield.com. Edwin, thanks for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me.
I mean, I guess that's the reality, right? Some people are responsible and some are not. Well, what did you think when you saw the video? It's blurred, but it's a little baby with a handgun goofing around.
Clearly that's the epitome of irresponsible behavior, and I myself, as well as most responsible gun owners, basically, decry this kind of behavior because it's, clearly this is not a person who knows how to handle handguns themselves. Mm-hmm. I believe that in addition to that, he was already wanted for a felony. And then was under investigation for attempting to sell, probably illegally, an undercover officer the handgun, and that's how they found this. Apparently, they arrested him for that, and they got his cell phone. They searched it, and they found the video.
He wasn't the father either. The mother was there apparently, but he was not. So
you're right. It's a couple apparently. An unmarried couple where the man is the father of 2 of the 3 children that the woman had, and this was her first child that was apparently not this person's child, but yet this is.
So let me ask you this:
every single state has laws that says that children are not allowed to come into possession of firearms. Some states say below a certain age they're not allowed to be put in possession of them at all. But all states say that they certainly are not allowed to be in possession of them without being observed by a responsible adult.
Let me ask you this, Edwin, because this was videotaped, but how much of this do you think really happens in the U.S. without having having a video to show us? I mean, is this more common than some might think?
I don't know that it's more common, because certainly everybody just speaking anecdotally, I am not personally aware of anybody who would allow this to go on with their child. I know that a lot of anti-gun folks will probably try to make the analogy that if you let your children play with toy guns, that this is going to happen. But all pro-gun, all pro-Second Amendment organizations, all pro-gun, pro-Second Amendment folks, they're very adamant that gun safety comes first, that you have to teach children that guns are not a toy. There are toy guns, but real guns are not a toy. They are designed to damage and to hurt and
But
kill.
How do you feel knowing that there are probably, tens of thousands of very irresponsible people that may be doing these kinds of things out there?
Well, unfortunately, we live in a world where there's a lot of irresponsible people doing a lot of irresponsible things. And like I said, all states have criminalized this sort of behavior. And I think that it's, a lot of pro-gun, pro-Second Amendment folks would agree that criminalizing this type of behavior is not that's not an offense to, that's not an offense to folks who believe in gun rights.
Right.
Because, with rights come responsibility.
Obviously, you see a 1-year-old playing with a real gun. It's frightening to look at. But do you think there are any real repercussions to kids that might be a little too young, handling guns even in a responsible way?
Obviously a 1-year-old and a 2-year-old can't handle firearms, but teaching children early about firearms responsibility, there clearly is an age, and people mature at different rates. I don't know that the government, steps in and says, okay, these are the absolute dates that you can't can teach a child gun safety. You cannot teach a gun safety. All children develop intellectually at their own rate. They develop physically at their own rate. I know that we went through this exact same sort of conversation back many months ago whenever that unfortunate incident occurred in Arizona where that young girl shot the man who was attempting to teach her to shoot. Unfortunately, they made a very poor decision to give her a weapon that she couldn't handle, and obviously that's a tragic accident. Nobody wants to see that.
But, in this case, I don't think I hope the gun was not loaded. I did not get that detail, though, if this gun...
Well, I don't know that it was. I think that I read one article that said in the video you can see that there's no magazine in the gun. Obviously, we don't know if there was one in the chamber, whether or not the safety was on or off. But regardless, giving a child, I mean, you might as well... you're just as irresponsible a parent if you give a child a fork and sit them in front of an electrical outlet and say, hey, kid, have fun.
And they're obviously, getting the kid to say bang, bang, getting him into this mood. Edwin Walker, program attorney at the U.S. Law Shield. Also, TexasLawShield.com. You can find them online there. A very unique and useful service for gun owners. Edwin, thank you very much.
Well, thank you for having me. Pleasure to be here.
Great having you here.